Welcome to the LPA Podcast. Today, we're joined by Javier Pérez de Vargas, founder of Pérez de Vargas law firm and one of the most respected legal professionals in the real estate sector. As an important sponsor of LPA, we'll be discussing legal trends, international buyers, residency, and key legal considerations people should understand when buying property on the Costa del Sol. Javier, so tell me, what are the most common legal problems international buyers face in today's market?
Well, okay, the real estate law has a very local dimension. So it's not enough to know the law. You also need to be, from our point of view, very familiar with the whole ecosystem, local ecosystem, like the criteria of town halls, land registries, notaries, and all the operators. So it depends on the municipality. If we talk about Marbella, I would say that the more complex issues when we are talking about purchasing property here, it's the town planning situation. It is very, very special. The master plan in force, it was approved in 1986. So the city has changed a lot, the society, everything is different. And in the late 90s, in 1998, the town hall approved initially a master plan and granted like over 1,000 licensed building permits that covers 30,000 units, 30,000 apartments, houses, okay? So after that, the town hall didn't get, this is a summary, right?
Yes,
didn't
yes.
get the definitive or the final approval from the regional government. So all these 30,000 units were like against the provisions of the master plan in force, the one that was approved in 1986. So we are still having that problem because in 2010, the town hall passed a new master plan, but was declared void in 2015 by the Supreme Court. So I would say that dealing with those 30,000 properties is the more complex problem that we lawyers have when we are talking about the real estate market here in Marbella. But of course, with local knowledge, we deal with it, and we only try to think out of the box and find solutions to those more complex cases.
I mean, that leads nicely on to my next question, which is, can you explain to us the biggest misconception about the LPO? Firstly, maybe what is an LPO and what can we do to gain one? Because there seems to be a shortage of them.
Very, very important. Well, the LPO is the license that is granted when the construction is completed. And this LPO, the technicians from the town hall check that the execution of the construction match with the building permit.
Right.
And it has very practical implications. Like you needed to get the registration for tourist rentals. You needed to do a proper registration of the property in the land registry. It also guarantees utilities, and in general, it's a peace of mind for all the operators. I mean, the bank to grant the mortgage, also for the due diligence of the buyer's lawyer. So it's very important. When you don't have this LPO, it's usually because the reason that I already explained. So you have to find alternative or equivalent documents or resolutions. Like, for example, when a property, it's against the provision of the master plan, but it has been consolidated because it's more than 6 years old. Usually you are able to apply for a DAFO, D-A-F-O.
Right.
And that's like an acknowledgement from the town hall that the infraction or any legal action against the property has expired.
Right.
So with this DAFO, you can have this legal certainty, even you can apply for renovation works. And, yeah.
So
Gives
you're
you a
buying
lot of-
that property legally if your lawyer can get you a DAFO. How does that happen? How do they get that? Do they use an architect or?
Yeah, of course. Depending on the negotiation and the profiles, sometimes the vendor do that before going to the market.
Right.
Okay. Sometimes you agree that the vendor take care of that, and there is like a withholding of the part of the price.
Okay.
And other times is the buyer who take care afterwards.
Right.
So what is very important is to check with urban planning specialist, architect from the technical point of view, and lawyer from the legal point of view, that the DAFO is possible.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
Right.
success. And you apply for that in the town hall. There is an administrative procedure. Legal reports and technical reports are issued, and then you get this resolution from the town hall.
Right. And in essence, how long does that process take?
Several months.
Several
Yeah.
months. So really a good idea would be because that would make buyers nervous, surely.
Yeah.
They would want to buy something with all the paperwork.
Yeah.
So and they don't want to wait several months, because then they might as well buy something
course.
off plan.
Of course.
So if you apply for it, are you pretty sure you're going to get it? It's just a case of waiting, or could you apply for it and not get it?
Well, that's why it's very important, the due diligence.
Right.
Because we check in advance that the answer will be positive.
Right.
You can do
so
that.
you can do
Yeah,
that.
you can do that.
Fine.
That's very important in
Yes.
our due diligence. And many times we go ahead with the purchase,
Yes.
but all the parties everybody knows that you will get the DAFO. So you can do this withholding of the
Yes.
price, or even the buyer can negotiate the price and then take care afterwards,
Right.
after the purchase is completed.
Okay.
So the most important is like having all the information
Yeah.
to put all the alternatives on the table.
Yeah,
And
to
then
know
reach
that you're going to get it,
Yeah.
which is really important.
Yeah.
And then the time frame is a little bit irrelevant
Yeah.
if the client can buy the property and have a retention there
Yeah, that's why.
to
That-
cover
that's
any
right. That's right.
expenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
course.
that's a really handy, important thing to know, because I think there's a lot of confusion in the market, especially there's a lot of new agents still coming to the market. And they don't have an understanding of that, along
course.
with other things. So tell me, Javier, in your opinion, what do most real estate agents do wrong in the market?
Yeah. Well, here on the Costa del Sol, there are top real estate agencies. So my first recommendation to these new agents would be to join and to learn the business.
Yeah.
I think that people underestimate how difficult, hardworking is to become a solid and consistent agent.
Yes.
The Costa del Sol. So answering to your question, I see many mistakes. I mean, we can start with
We need another hour.
for non-compliance with basic consumer protection laws, like when you advertise a property, the website, on your engine, or even in the window shop, you need to give like complete information, accurate information,
Yeah.
and many times they don't have even a proper file of the property. I mean, you ask them for information and you just get like an old IBI receipt for like 2 or 3 years old, and like half of a nota simple of the information from the land registry, and that's all. I would say that is very relevant as well, the implications of signing contracts. I mean, when they sign contracts on behalf of clients, it's not the same as a reservation contract or a PPC. All the liabilities for them and for their clients.
Yeah.
I think it's they need training, they need experience, and that would be my recommendation.
Yeah,
really.
mine too.
A lot of responsibility.
It's a big
Yeah.
amount of responsibility, and actually, when you conduct a sale, I mean, I see the files in the lawyer's office is
Yeah.
a big fat file for that client. And that should be the same in the real estate agency as well. So our files, sometimes for a one sale, can be a sale for 500,000 euros.
Yeah.
It's huge because we've got all of the KYC, anti-money laundering, we even do Google report, I mean, document reservation. It's a lot of paperwork. And I understand your pain because sometimes when we do a sale with somebody else and we say, do you have the listing document, which is the most basic item? And they say, well, it's my neighbour's friend. And yeah, don't worry, it'll be fine. We're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
So do you have any authorization to even market the property? Don't worry, he let me do it.
Yeah. And it's very, very, it's an obstacle for the speed of the sale process when everything is in order.
Yeah.
Apart from the responsibility.
Yes,
It
it's
makes
fast.
things much easier.
Yeah. Sometimes the client doesn't understand. It's like a duck, you see the duck is all calm on the top of the water, but underneath it's moving like this. This is the lawyers and the real estate, right? So what changes do you think we've got to come within the industry?
Well, I think I'm very optimistic because I think that the real estate market here in Costa del Sol is very strong, and well, we have all the ingredients to success. But regarding like new legislations, I think that we have to try hard not to be victim of our own success.
Okay.
I mean, we have to face that we have to keep in mind that the biggest concern of locals, especially young people, workers in Spain, is the housing access. For the last years, especially the national government has been focused on putting pressure and blaming the tourist sector and also foreign investment. You can recall like canceling the golden visa or all these restrictions on tourist rentals, overprotecting tenants. And I think it's in the future we have to try to go the opposite way because it's not working.
Yeah.
It's exacerbating the problem.
Yeah.
So we need like a package of measures, and I would say that it's very important to make for the landlord more attractive to put their properties on the long-term rental market.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that we are always, it's a hot topic, right? About tourist rentals in the whole housing stock. I mean, all the houses that exist in Andalusia, just 2% of the houses got the tourist rental license.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
wow, only 2%.
2%. So it can have like a huge impact on the price, right? But 14%, it's properties that are empty and closed.
Wow.
Yeah. So if we make it more attractive for the landlord, I think that
they need more
news
protection.
must go. Yeah, we need like the eviction procedures be more agile.
Yes.
We need not so many restriction on the length of the contract.
Yes.
You know that if you are a landlord, even though you agree 1 year,
Yes.
the tenant can compel you to be like 5 years.
Yeah.
And when the owner, the landlord is a company 7 years, things like that.
Yeah,
you cannot update the price.
Yeah.
And I think that that's not difficult, and it would have a very good impact in the short term.
Yeah.
And in the long term, I think that we need to make the urban planning faster and more simple. I mean, we need to increase the supply of housing in the market.
Yeah.
That I think
But
that
by incentivizing the owners
Yeah.
that own those properties.
Yeah.
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 I couldn't agree more. I think it's a big confusion around rentals, which brings me on to my next point, because in the last couple of days there's been an announcement.
Another
and as
one.
our lawyer that likes to give the breaking news, could you tell us what's going on with this rental market and these licenses? It's so
changing
confusing.
day by day.
Right.
I mean,
What's...
keep in mind that putting all this pressure on tourist rentals, the national government passed a new law that creates another registry. We got the regional registry for tourist rentals in Andalusia, and then they create a national one depending on the land registry.
Right.
Okay, this is called Registro Único. And you need to get this registration to market your property online. Okay, so it got enforced last June. So last week, the Supreme Court has declared void this registry because there is like a duplication
Right.
with the regional one.
Okay.
So it's not existing anymore. I mean, we still have the obligation to send this information annually to the Ventanilla Única, but we don't need to get this registration to market the property. That was a big issue for many properties because although you meet the requirements from the administrative law point of view,
Yes.
with this land registry, you need to got the bylaws registered and updated.
Yeah. So it's like two technical pieces of work that even if your property was rental ready, you then had to have the approval of the community and their bylaws. Is that correct?
Of course, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And then you have to wait for the AGM because that's only obviously annually. So that's a delay. So now they've cancelled that. Is that right?
They have cancelled the
bylaws part.
The bylaws part.
Okay.
But you still need the consent of the community.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and do you still need to wait for the AGM for that, or if you have consent?
If it's not in the bylaws or you don't have a tourist license already.
Yeah. So from today, you can have a tourist license and you can just carry on and rent your property out.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
You don't need to worry about this VUT.
Yeah, of course. If you buy a property and the vendor already got the tourist license,
yes,
you just you are 100% sure that you will be able to do it because the license is linked to the property, not to the person.
Right. Okay. So this is making everything a lot easier.
Yeah, much easier.
Much easier. So am I right in saying that, maybe this is a little bit controversial, but didn't Airbnb get a huge fine recently of around 60 million for that particular thing?
And now they are like threatening with making like big claims to the administration.
Right.
Because of course we got like almost a year with like trying to comply a registration when the whole registry is void.
Right.
Because it doesn't comply with European law. So
there's
I
lawyer
think that
fees?
there will be
yes. I mean, we have clients, personally, individuals that have had to pay sometimes 1,500 euros for this document. Oh, that's awkward.
Or that couldn't rent the property. Yeah.
All
because
that.
They didn't have the number.
Agencies that lost sales because the property had the rental license, but we couldn't get the VUT. Chaos.
Yeah, totally.
And you're in the middle of it again.
But I mean, fortunately, things are like going back to place. I mean, they are becoming more simple, in fact.
Right.
Because, this criteria about the license linked to the property and not to the person. Was like a big discussion. We won. And in this case, this duplication of registry is the same, and we won as well. So I would say that we are in a much better position today than a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing to hear. We want positivity. That's what we need in the market, you know. So one of my last questions, as you're one of our key sponsors of LPA, you know, and we love you, especially because you have all the up-to-date news. What was it about LPA that made you want to sponsor us and be our partner?
Well, Pérez de Vargas Abogados has been linked to LPA from the very beginning. When LPA was founded in June 2020, there was 11 founders, I think. Some of them call us, you know, Chris Clover, Diana Morales, Lucia Pou, Jesus Garcia was there as well. And they call us to join in and like take care of the whole legal structure of the association.
Yes.
So we draft the bylaws, the incorporation documents, we register the association in the registering in the regional government.
A founding member yourself.
Like the legal support, so you guys can be focused on fulfilling the purpose of the association, that is like code of ethics, training, and in the end making the sector more professional.
Yes.
Right? So we are proud to help in whatever we can, and to see how the LPA has become more and more relevant and important on Costa del Sol, because it was like 11 members at the beginning, founding members, and now it's more than 100 and very quality and top real estate agents. So it's becoming very important, and it has been very useful, fulfilling its purpose.
Yeah.
So
I mean, really, for us, it's so amazing to have you on board, and you think you set up an association and that you just want like-minded people to gather together and work under an ethical standard, but there's so much more to it. There's so many, as there always is, but there's so many more legalities and technical sides, and even voting people in and voting people out. And when we do sometimes the AGMs, it's very official, isn't it?
It's very important, I think, to have a solid legal support.
Yes.
From the beginning. So everybody take it seriously. And you play by the book.
Absolutely.
And we are happy to help.
No, it's amazing. We love having you on board. Okay, so final quick fire questions that I have. What's one thing every agent could do to understand the market better? What one thing that would help you as a lawyer that the agents can do?
I think that we mentioned that training is very important, experience is very important, and when you are deal with an expert real estate agent, you can tell the difference. In fact, the client, the first contact is always with you.
Yeah.
And they trust you a lot. And in most of the times they will follow your indications, your recommendations. So I think it's key to be updated, to be at least familiar with the legal terms, to have a proper file built. And I think that's very, very helpful when it comes to the purchase process and to be successful on it.
Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. And finally, I like to ask all our guests, but where do you live and why?
Okay. Well, I was born in Marbella.
Okay. Fabulous.
But my family is from Estepona. My father founded the firm in 1973. So we are very rooted here in Marbella and Estepona. And I live in Estepona.
You live in Estepona?
Yeah, I live in Estepona, and although I work here we have office in both places, but I love to live there because the lifestyle it's very family focused. I have a son and a daughter, and everything is so easy, so close, and yeah, it has changed and improved a lot
Hugely.
in the
It's incredible.
last
Yeah.
years. It's very good quality of life,
Yes.
and I think that in a few years you won't be able to tell the difference really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I live in an area that is a residential area called Segers in
Beautiful.
Estepona.
I know it very
Very
well. Yeah.
close to the
the
beach. It's
beach.
like from like beach and views.
Incredible.
So yeah, very very happy with that.
Yeah, one of the best
Yeah.
urbanizations in Estepona, I would say. Yeah, and so many good things coming as well with the new marina and now that they've pedestrianized all of the main street.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
of course, and the update of the port.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, when they are very close to finish all the pedestrian
Yeah.
areas.
Yeah. It's
and
very
it's-
impressive.
yeah.
Very impressive. Yeah, I always say very nice things about Estepona. I think it's so beautiful just driving down and towards it, and you can't fail to be impressed.
Yeah, and in the end, to enjoy the amenities from Marbella and the big mall and things like that, it's just like 15 minutes,
Yeah,
20
absolutely.
minutes
Yeah.
by car.
Yeah.
So it's no difference really. So yeah, very very happy with that.
I'm sure you are. Javier, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have a chat with you and find out what's going on in the market. So
Welcome.
thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
having me.
Pleasure.